Hello student, welcome to our second lesson. In our first lesson, we found how we can convert the units of length from one unit to the other. Now when we come to the second lesson, we are going to see how we can write the numbers into correct significant figures. But now we need to know what are these significant figures. The word significant can also refer to the importance. Now, significant refers to the digits, or it is used to refer to the number of digits used to specify the accuracy of a value. And the term significant is used to express the relative importance of the digits in a number. That's why I'm saying that the word significant can also be used to refer to the importance, which digits are more important and which digits are less important. Now, when you write that way, you're able now to show the accuracy of the value. For example, we have the digits 1 to 9. By 1 to 9, I mean you have 1, 2, 3, that is those numbers that are between 1 and 9. They are all significant, or they are all important when they appear in a number. And the first digit from the left, we say that it is most important, or it is the first significant figure. So you start the digits, you start counting the digits from the left hand, and that first number or that first digit on your left hand is the one that we call the first significant figure. Now, the number of significant figures is determined by counting the number of non-zero digits from the first significant figure on the left. So if you want now to know the values or the significant figures, then you need to count the digits. But these digits must be non-zero. But sometimes we say that 0 can be considered as significant. Therefore, we say that 0 may be significant depending on the position of the digit. For example, if 0 occurs between non-zero digits, it is significant. For instance, if you look at the values that we have here, we have 1004. These zeros are in between 1 and 4. And 1 and 4 is a non-zero digit. So these zeros are important, or they are significant. So for you now to know the number of significant figures in this value, you just count the first non-zero digit here because it is the most important or the first significant figure, and then you count towards the right side. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one is correct to 4 significant figures. Again, if you look at this 0 again, it is between 2 non-zero digits. Therefore, again, it is important. We are going to count it. So here we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this figure is correct to 5 significant figure. When you come to this one again, this one is also important because again it is lying between 2 non-zero digits. So this one, when you want to count the number of significant figures, again you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So again this one is correct to 5 significant figures. But when 0 occurs at the left end of a number, it is not significant. In other words, a 0 that is coming before the decimal point and after the decimal point, then that 0 is not significant. It is not important, and therefore it will not be counted when you are counting the number of significant figures. For instance, if you have 0.00546, you are not going to count all these zeros. So you start the first non-zero digit is 5. So you count 1, 2, 3. So this number is correct to 3 significant figures. Now these zeros, we just call them the place value holders. Then number 2, you have 0.0002. So again, all these zeros are not significant. So you count the first non-zero digit, which is 2, and then you find that is the only one, and therefore this number is correct to 1 significant figure. if the 0 occurs at the right hand end of a number, sometimes we say that it may or may not be significant. For example, if you take 6,000 and maybe you are told that this number is correct to one significant figure, then it implies that all these zeros are not significant. Because if it is correct to one significant figure, it implies that you just count the first non-zero digit on the left hand. And the first non-zero digit is 6. So because it is one significant figure, then all these other ones are not significant and they are just place value holders. And therefore, this number can be corrected to one significant figure. But if this number is corrected to 6 significant figures, then all these zeros are important and therefore they will be counted. So you will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, you find that this one is correct to 5 significant figures. Therefore, all our zeros are important. But now, if the zeros occurs at the right hand end after the decimal point, these zeros are always important. They are always significant. Note, the zeros that were before and after the decimal point were not significant, but when you come to the zeros after the decimal point and the first number is a non-zero digit, note that the first number is a non-zero digit and then there is 0 after the decimal point, then these ones are significant. For instance, the first one will have 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures, and this will have 1, 2 significant figures. So that way it is important to know when 0 is significant and when 0 is not significant. And for us to understand that, we need to do several examples, because in mathematics, you need to practice a lot. Practice makes perfect. We move to examples. Write down the following numbers, or write down the number of significant figures in each of the following. You have 30,000, then you have 2,099, then we have 0.00435, then we have 2,237.8, and 0.000300. All these values, you're supposed to write the number of significant figures in each of these number. Now, to do so, we start with the first digit on our left hand. You count. By counting, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be correct to 4 significant figures if all zeros are important. Then if the last 0 is not important, then it will be correct to 4 significant figures, to 2 significant figures, to 3 significant figures, and even to 1 significant figures, because these zeros may or may not be significant. I've said if it is correct to 5 significant figures, then all the zeros are important. Therefore, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If it is 4 significant figures, then the last 0 is not important. So you count 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, you continue. If it is correct to 1 significant figure, you just count the non-zero digit. So this number can be either correct to 5 significant figure, or 4 significant figure, or 3 significant figure, or 2 significant figure, or even 1 significant figure. Then we move to the second one. This one, because we have 0 that is in between 2 non-zero digit, then it is important. So you just need to count 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this number is correct to 4 significant figures. Then you move to the third one. We have zeros before and after the decimal point. This one we have mentioned earlier that they are not important. So you count from the first non-zero digit. You have 1, 2, and 3. So this number is correct to 3 significant figures. Then number 4, you have 2,237.8. All these values are significant. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then from there, you have 0.0000300. The zeros before the decimal point are not important, but the zeros after this number, they may or may not be significant, but for our case here, they are significant, and therefore, you just count 1, 2, and 3. So you have 3 significant figure. Again, this one, you count from this non-zero digit, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. You get that the value is correct to 4 significant figures. Then we move to the second example. Express the following measurement correct to 1 significant figure, 3 significant figure, and 2 significant figures. You start with the first one, 8,447. Then we have 0.00002067 and 8,878 and 22.005. We proceed as follows. Remember, you're supposed to take this number, you write it correct to 1, 3, and 2 significant figures. So in the first one, if you want to write it correct to 1 significant figure, you count just 1 and you replace all the other values with zeros because they are place value holders. Therefore, it becomes 8,000. So correct to 3 significant figure, you count 1, 2, and 3. If you look at the third digit, you look at the fourth digit, you'll find that it is more than 5. Then it means that you add 1 to the previous digit, and it becomes 8,450. Then for corrected to 2 significant figure, you just count 1, 2. The third digit is less than 5, so you just replace by zeros. Therefore, it becomes 8,400. Then the second one, this one, 1 significant figure, it implies that all these zeros are not important. You just count 2, and the other one, you just leave them. So it is 0.00002. So that is correct to 1 significant figures. Then you come to 3 significant figures. You count 1, 2, 3. If you look at the third one, the fourth one, it is more than 5. So when it is more than 5, you always add 1 to the previous digit, and then you just leave the other one. So this will be 0.000207. That is correct to 3 significant figures. Then to 2 significant figure, again, you count 1, 2. You look at the third digit, which is more than 5. So you add 1 to the previous digit. It becomes 2, 1. So it becomes 0.000021. Then from there, we move to the third one. We have 8,878. When you want to write it correct to 1 significant figure, you just count 1. But now you look at the second digit, it is more than 5, so you add 1 to the previous digit, and when you add 1, it becomes 9. Then the other one, you just replace them with the zeros. They are place value holders, so we have 9,000. Then, correct to 3 significant figure, you count 1, 2, 3, you look at the fourth digit, it is more than 5, so you add 1 to the previous, you get that it is 8,880. That is correct to 3 significant figures. Correct to 2 significant figures, you count 1, 2. Then you look at the third one, it is more than 5. You add 1. It becomes 8,900. That is correct to 2 significant figure. Then we move to the third one. Correct to 1 significant figure, we count 1. Then all the others are zeros, so it becomes 20. Correct to 3 significant figure, you count 1, 2, 3. The fourth one digit is 0, therefore it is not changing our previous digit, so it becomes 22.0. Then to 2 significant figures, it is 1, 2. So the others are just there. They are not important. We are just counting 1, 2. So it becomes 22. So that way, you are able to get the values correct to 1 significant figure, correct to 3 significant figure, and correct to 2 significant figures. Then from there, we have the assignment. So again, the assignment is just testing what you have just learned. For instance, if you look at the last one, it is testing the conversion. Then after converting, then you add, and then again, you write it correct to 3 significant figures. So we have done our conversion in our previous lesson. So you just need to convert them into kilometer, And after getting the answer, make sure that the answer is correct to 3 significant figures. So practice a lot and ensure that you discuss with your peers, because when you do things together, you are going to achieve more. And again, knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied. So thank you, and let us meet in our next lesson.